How much would you be willing to spend if you were to purchase a Cybertruck? And do you believe that other trucks are superior and more deserving than the Cybertruck? While many people have different opinions, I'll give you my own in the hopes that it will help you decide and make money down the road. In this video, you can expect discussions about highly regarded electric vehicles such as the Chevy Bolt, Kia and Nissan Leaf, as well as insights into the design of the Cybertruck. So buckle up and keep watching, but first make sure to like and share. Without further ado, let's get started with this video. In a television appearance, the CEO of an automobile media company discussed the difficulties in setting a price for the much-anticipated Cybertruck, drawing comparisons to his excitement for an enigmatic object. He hinted that the starting price might be around $80,000 initially, but he expressed admiration for the vehicle and predicted that Elon Musk, the visionary behind it, would eventually manage to bring the price down to an alluring with rival trucks like the Ford F-150 and Ram demanding between $50,000 and $60,000. With the possibility of even reaching a staggering $100,000, this alluring proposition of a beautiful $40,000 truck seemed unachievable. Musk had first said 3.5 years prior in 2019 that the Cybertruck would cost $39,000. Drawing a comparison to Tesla's previous strategy with the Model 3, the CEO speculated that they might eventually adopt a similar approach and introduce a truck that cost $30,000. However, he felt that Tesla would be fortunate to start at $75,000 given the inclusion of 3 or 4 motors. While the much-anticipated $39,000 truck was being delivered, he further conjectured that Tesla might exhibit it like this. Musk's initial proposal for the Cybertruck was a rear-wheel drive version with 250 miles of range, priced at $40,000. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds, an impressive feat for a truck, but it would cost an additional $10,000. Those who wanted the fully loaded version with 4 motors would have to pay $80,000. Customers could choose an all-wheel drive that could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds. For a substantial $70,000 investment, they could have a tri-motor all-wheel drive with 500 miles of range that could accelerate in just 2.9 seconds, a truly astounding performance for a truck. Interestingly enough, there were rumors of Chevy developing a truck that would boast an EPA-certified range of 450 miles expected to be unveiled the following year, while details about the battery's exact size remained unknown. Speculation pointed towards a potential 200 kilowatt power capacity coupled with 350 kilowatt charging capability. Comparatively, if the Cybertruck materializes, its charging speed is predicted to be 3 times faster than that of the Chevy truck, a noteworthy advantage. However, despite these revelations, the pricing for the Cybertruck remained a mystery, with Tesla likely keeping the suspense until the last possible moment, possibly until the end of September. According to Electric's estimate, Tesla may not offer a rear-wheel drive version, and the cheapest all-wheel drive option could come with a $10,000 price increase from the initial proposition. Furthermore, they speculated that Tesla might introduce a quad-motor all-wheel drive variant with 450 miles of range and a jaw-dropping 0 to 60 mile per hour acceleration of 2.5 seconds. Starting at $85,000, it appeared evident that Tesla would strive to keep the prices under $80,000, as exceeding that threshold would render customers ineligible for the $7,500 EV tax credit, an incentive they were keen on securing. While the CEO anticipated that Tesla would begin with the most expensive trim, as it would likely yield higher profits. Additionally, he thought the business will eventually fulfill its objective of selling products for $40,000. As we tune in right now, many of us are considering the idea of owning an electric vehicle. Concerns about range anxiety, charging options, affordability, and other factors arise, but it seems inevitable that we'll be driving EV shortly, perhaps within the next 5 years. Analysts who doubt this progression to occur by 2030, with only a 30 EV adoption rate, might be missing with mark. Independent research corroborated this enthusiasm, revealing that a staggering 78% of consumers in the market, aside from the fact that China and Europe are already getting close to the proportion. It's important to note that perceptions of certain people have shifted, suggesting that these analysts may need to reassess their work. Now that the stock has slightly increased, Omar is happy to announce that Elon Musk and the Tesla management are no longer seen as complete idiots. However, if the stock declines in the future, the sentiment Tesla stock may reverse, but it will probably rebound and to all-time highs. Once more, this reveals to us how analysts frequently rely their projections on the work of others, modifying the data slightly to support their ideas. For example, if the consensus is that 30% of EVs will be adopted by 2030, they may propose 35%. It's interesting to note that the usual suspects data ranks the Tesla Model 3, Ford Mustang Mach-E, and other popular EVs top searches, but recent trends show that the Rivian is now the most sought-after EV overall. This is pretty significant considering that the Rivian was named Truck of the Year the previous year, and this year the Lightning Ford F-150E, another electric truck, takes the title. These trucks are truly exceptional, and having driven the Rivian myself and knowing that you have experience with the Lightning, we can attest to their remarkable performance. However, let's not forget about the Cybertruck, which I've had the chance to be inside of an unforgettable experience. The four motors of the Rivian offer a unique experience. It's also impressive that the regenerative brake system makes it possible to drive with just one pedal, which is a significant departure for those of you used to manual gearboxes with 3 pedals. It's also important to talk about the Rivian's design, which I think is always amazing and that many of you agree with. I was curious about what other electric vehicles were being praised on a website, so I decided to visit it. To my surprise, the top-rated electric vehicle turned out to be the Chevy Bolt, followed by the Kia and the Nissan Leaf. Seriously, many of you could argue that it's the most affordable options, but claiming it as the best electric vehicle just does not seem right at all. As I continued scrolling, I discovered a category for the best electric SUVs. The Hyundai Ioniq claimed the #1 spot with the Kia and Ford Mustang following close behind. Oddly enough, there was no mention of Tesla anywhere. I kept scrolling, hoping to find comparisons like Tesla vs Volkswagen or another Nissan or Chevy, but no sign of the Tesla Model Y. It turned out that the Tesla Model 3 was classified as a compact luxury vehicle, which kind of surprised me. I always thought of it as a mid-sized car, but according to Wikipedia and in Europe, it's considered a large family car. This discrepancy kind of troubled me because if there's a category for best electric cars, it should include every tide, whether economy or luxury. It almost feels like the website is biased towards certain manufacturers who advertise there while neglecting Tesla. Now let's discuss the design of another vehicle mentioned. I have my doubts about the Cybertruck. It just doesn't seem like the kind of vehicle the audience that wants a Rivian Ford F-150 or even a non-electric pickup truck would be interested in buying. But I have to admit that in the dystopian world where you need a tough truck like a road warrior, the Cybertruck would come in handy. I know this will get me hate mail, but from a design perspective, I kind of like it. I can also see why it's controversial and that many people won't want it because they prefer the Ford F-150's practicality, which has made it the best-selling car for 10 years. Meaning they won't easily lose market share. Nevertheless, Tesla always manages to surprise us. Musk had initially stated that the Cybertruck would have 3 motors, but after Rivian announced that the truck would have 4, I wouldn't be shocked if Tesla matched that number. Despite the controversy surrounding the Cybertruck, I think Tesla will succeed with it because they're already doing so well with their semi-trucks. Never undervalue Musk. I appreciate your time and interest in Tesla stock news. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the upcoming video music. Regards. Doubts about the Cybertruck. It just doesn't seem like the kind of vehicle the audience that wants a Rivian Ford F-150 or even a non-electric pickup truck would be interested in buying. But I have to admit that in the dystopian world where you need a tough truck like a road warrior, the Cybertruck would come in handy. I know this will get me hate mail, but from a design perspective, I kind of like it. I can also see why it's controversial and that many people won't want it because they prefer the Ford F-150's practicality, which has made it the best-selling car for 10 years. Meaning they won't easily lose market share. Nevertheless, Tesla always manages to surprise us. Musk had initially stated that the Cybertruck would have 3 motors, but after Rivian announced that the truck would have 4, I wouldn't be shocked if Tesla matched that number. Despite the controversy surrounding the Cybertruck, I think Tesla will succeed with it because they're already doing so well with their semi-trucks. Never undervalue Musk. I appreciate your time and interest in Tesla stock news. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the upcoming video music. Regards.